hell of a call. Had some great, I remember some great foremen fight, and Sear and a lot of those guys, Nelson, and they were just good leaders. And I thought they actually helped me in that being an administrator, I learned a lot from them that I took back to my work job when I went to the university. And to hear some of their stories, especially with fight and some of the CIA things, and it was just cool to listen to a lot of those guys and things. I probably talked more than most of them would ever wanted to hear me at that time, but I did listen to a lot of them too, and it was a good experience.
So you actually
asked for better.
You actually got fight to talk, huh?
Oh yeah, when you get him on a fire, you know, and especially like I remember that particular fire. It was over in I think in the Bob, and a little guy that came up out of Silver City. He was about 130 pounds. You remember Villagram?
No.
Him and I were jump partners, and we went out, and I landed on a sandbar. And here comes Villagram in, and he's just been blown a little bit because he was so light. He landed right in the middle of the rock boulders of the creek. And he no more than landed, and he's up, Villagram, okay. I'm like, you're serious? That'd have killed me. But we no more than got down, and I said, you really okay? And he said, yeah. The next stick, the guy's hanging in a snag over the same rock. And we're sitting there laughing. He said, well, at least I didn't hit the snag. So, yeah, you know, there were things that went along, and I remember we were on a fire, and it kind of was funny at the time, but you think about it, it could have been worse. We didn't have any bags. We were, you know, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. We had it rounded up, so we're just building a fire to kind of keep warm until it gets light, and we can finish mopping it up and have a little breakfast and stuff. And John Hewlin, I swear, could sleep on a pointed rock. He's curled up there, and as the fire gets down, he just kept kind of inching in, and he's still asleep. I looked over. Finally, I reached over and kicked him on the boot, and I says, John. He said, yeah. I says, you're going to burn up. And he looked over. The coals were about that far from his nose. So he got up and rebuilt the fire so he could give him their back. But, him and I roomed together for a while. He's the only guy I know. He's got a soft snore, but he could snore almost all night. He wouldn't hit the bed 5 minutes and he was snoring. And you could go to sleep too because it wasn't like mine. I had guys come down 4 rooms and wake me up, go out my door, close the door in the dorm, and run down to theirs, close. I could hear their door close and try to get sleep before I had a deviated nasal septum, and I could really. And are we done?
Don't know what